Alright you guys, we're back with our Synology DS1819 Plus. We have 5 4TB WD red drives, 3 4TB purple drives. The reason why we have the two different drives is we're going to have these 5 ones in the SHR RAID with the Synology, and that's going to be for our file storage, VMs, data, stuff like that. And then these 3 4TB purple drives are more geared towards the surveillance industry, because we will be having this run some IP cameras and doing our surveillance cameras around our house or our office. So that's why we have those 3 drives. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the Synology, boot it up, and I'll show you how to configure these 2 different arrays. So let's go ahead and put our drives up here. So like I said, it's as simple as just prying these plastic parts off and sliding that drive in there. I won't bore you to do every one, but you just make sure the holes are lined up, and you just put that in there like so. Make sure it locks in, and same thing to the other side. And we're going to do the last 3 drives here as our purple drives, and then the first 5 bays would be for our WD red drives. Same thing with the WD red drives, just snap it into place. The other side. Now if you have 2.5-inch drives, they do have holes here, so you can put in a 2.5-inch drive in these caddies, which is nice to have that feature. But I'd suggest doing 3.5-inch drives because they're going to be just that much cost effective. It's hard to find big storage in smaller drive space. Alright, there's our last drive. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 WD red drives here. 1, 2, 3 purple 4TB drives. So now let's go ahead and power this on and configure our arrays.
Alright you guys, we waited just about 10 minutes for the Synology server to power on. You do hear a beeping noise, and that's going to let you know that you can probably hit the web interface and get to it. I love to use the Synology Assistant application to search the network to find the NAS, so you can see what DHCP address it got, which is 114 and 1.27. And the reason why we're getting 2 is because we have 2 of the NICs active with 2 Cat5e cables, but they're taken to the same destination. So I went ahead and typed in that IP address, 192.168.8.114, and we're going to get this welcome setup page now. So let's go ahead and go through the setup process for our Synology. Go ahead and hit install now, and it's going to just let you know that it's going to be wiping these drives, and it's going to take 2 of those drives probably to install the disk station manager on it. So let's let this run the process here. It's going to format everything for us. This will take, depending on your bandwidth, because it is going to be downloading the disk station manager and then installing it. So let's give this a couple minutes here. I'll pause it so you guys don't have to go through the painstaking waiting process with me. Alright, once it gets done installing, it's going to restart here for us really quick, and when it comes back up, I'll continue. Alright, we created our user account. We're going to go ahead and hit skip this step because we're not going to use the quick connect feature of this NAS. Go ahead and hit yes. And then we're not going to share our device information, and we're going to hit go. And then we're going to go hit got it for the smart update, and no thanks because we're not going to send our information to them. So we are now in our Synology. Let's go ahead and go to Storage Manager, and we're going to go to Volumes and hit Create. We're going to select Custom, create a new pool, and we're going to do higher flexibility because we want to have multiple volumes. And the RAID type is SHR, which will allow 1 failed drive. If you need up to 2 failed drives, you can do SHR2, but in my instance, 1 failed drive is good enough for me because I'm also going to do external backups. We're going to select the first 5 drives because we're going to create that volume first. Hit OK. We're going to do BTRFS because we want to do virtualization, and you're going to need that type of file system to do that. ext4 will not. Hit next. and then we'll just call it data store, and next, and apply. Then we're going to create a second volume in custom. Actually, we'll go high flexibility, SHR, select those 3 drives, hit OK, and same file system type, and we'll just type in surveillance data, so we know that's our surveillance data drive volume, and next, and apply. So we're going to have a little over 7 terabytes for our surveillance, and then we're going to have about 14 terabytes roughly for our data. So we'll wait for these 2 volumes to be created, and that's running a parity consistent check. So there you guys have it. We've upgraded our memory and our Synology. If you haven't watched that video, please see the link in the description for that. We went from 4 gigs to 32. And now we piped in our 8 drives where we're doing 8 terabytes for our surveillance, 14 terabytes for our data. And now that it's doing a verification in the background, so we'll let those run before we do anything else. Thanks you guys, hope this was helpful. See you in the next video.